The combination of networking opportunities and practical learning made my time at UCW incredibly valuable and enjoyable. My name is Don Telan, I'm from Sri Lanka, and I'm an MBA alumnus class of 2022. Currently, I serve as a Human Resource Manager. I oversee HR operations across 24 subsidiaries and 6 different sectors. It's a diverse workforce. Working with First Nations always keep me happier with their culture, heritage, and their uniqueness. From a young age, I have been passionate about working with people and building connections. This is what ultimately guided me towards a career as a Human Resource Manager. Once I found my first leadership role in Sri Lanka, I thought, this is the time for me to learn something global and settle down somewhere where I dreamed of. Pursuing an MBA in Canada provided the ideal pathway for me to fulfill my career ambitions. And the curriculum offered by UCW MBA was perfectly aligned with my expectations and my career aspirations as well as my personal goals. The quality of education I received, combined with the opportunities for personal and professional growth, has been instrumental in shaping my career. What makes me proudest about being an alumni is the profound sense of community and the robust network of accomplished professionals that fosters. It's a deep sense of pride and belonging to me as a UCW alumni. As a proud alumnus of UCW, I sincerely wish all the students the best in achieving their dreams.